Good Yantif, everyone. Welcome everyone who is here in our radically reconfigured Parting of the Seas style sanctuary, and to everyone online to our Simchat Torah celebration. We are so glad that you are all here to be part of this wonderful, joyous event, which also kind of takes us to the end of the high holiday season. I know we're all sad to see it go, with so much energy for more festivities, but we will just have to make do with that and anticipate our next holiday oh so far away. So we are praying this evening out of our, once again, out of our festival prayer book. So some of the page numbers might be a little different than the ones you remembered if you have memorized our Shabbat one. But I will do my best to call everything out and keep you all following along, as we will be jumping around a little bit and have all sorts of wonderful things to celebrate this evening. So we begin with a reading on page 125. We will be doing the ones that fittingly say, Shmini Atzeret Simchat Torah. May our eyes sparkle with the light of Torah, and our ears hear the music of its words. May the space between each letter of the scrolls bring warmth and comfort to our soul. May the syllables draw holiness from our heart, and may this holiness be gentle and soothing to us and all God's creatures. And one of the most wonderful parts of traditions and pieces of Simchat Torah is that so much of it is spontaneous. We will get up and we will dance, and we don't exactly have planned dances out, and we will go as the Spirit moves us. And so in that exact spirit, I'm going to ask Barbara Weinberg, would you light our candles for us, please?
I thought you were going to ask me to dance.
That's later, don't worry. Thank you.
Let's see if I can work the new books.
Page 120, if you're following along. Actually, this thing.
It's kind of matches it.
That's the new thing.
Margaret told me about this thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a Simchat Torah miracle.
For it yet?
No, not yet.
You're gonna make it, because, Mike was like, I think it looks like a house, but that's
It
another
does.
story. Put a star
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel yom tov. Amen. Thank you. And we will jump right into things with the Baruch Hu, which can be found on page 130. If you are able, please rise. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. We turn to page 133, and we read about 2/3 of the way down. Hafachba v'hafachba v'cholava. Turn Torah and keep turning it, for everything can be found in it. Keep your eyes attached to it, Spend your lifetime in its study. Never budge from it, for there is no better way of life than this, and together with the Chatima, Baruch Atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. We turn to page 135, and we read the section for this evening. Source of life, every year you plant within us a new tree of life. May it be your will that this year our Torah blossoms with kindness and not cruelty, wisdom and not foolishness, awareness and not thoughtlessness. May you teach us a Torah of love that will nourish us in every season. Baruch Atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. The Shema can be found on the next page. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. We continue at the V'ahavta, page 138. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha Hayom alevavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, u'shachbecha u'kumecha, u'kshartam laod al yadecha, V'hayu letotafot peineinecha, uchtavtam amizuzot beitecha, uvihisharecha, leman tizkaru, v'asitam et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem mi'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. We turn to page 141 and we read responsively. Doubting is but the forefront of faith, a faith in the infinite growth of an unbounded creation. Doubting age.
In this contempt with what is heard, a doubt is an idea that is still alive.
To doubt that the past has uncovered all things is to express faith that many things are still to be uncovered.
To doubt that we have grown or full stature and knowledge is to express faith that we may develop to succeed in such power and dignity that we cannot yet imagine what shall be.
Micha Mocha can be found on the next page. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nehedar b'kodesh, Orat tehilot osefele, Norat tehilot osefele. Malachutecha ra'uvanecha, Bokei ayam livnei Moshe. Zelianu ve'amru, Zelianu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. V'nehemar kifar Adonai et Yaakov, Ugalo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We turn to 145. We read in the middle of the page, may we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. May this night spread over us a canopy of calm, lifted by the blessing of rest. There will come a time when the morning will bring no word of war, famine, or anguish. There will come a dawn to rejoice in, the peace of mind, heart, and being. Praised are you, the source of renewal within us, for the night's rest and for the promise of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, haparei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. And we read in the middle of the next page, Vaydaber Moshe et Moadei Adonai el Bnei Yisrael. And Moses declared the appointed festivals of Adonai to the people of Israel. In a moment, we will rise for the Amidah. I will draw your attention to some inserts that I will do my best to guide everyone through. And this is the first time that we will be doing Geshem as our instead of Morid Hatal. So I think there's only one option in the book at this spot for that. So it hopefully will get us to where we need to be. So if you are able, please rise. Page 204. Adonai sefatayv tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Hasdei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid haga Hashem, Mechalkel chayim b'chesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Sohomed noflim b'rofeh holim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar milchamocha bal gevurot umido melach melech memit umechaye umatzmiat Yeshua v'ne'eman ata l'hachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Page 209, we read responsively in the middle of the page. Remember those whose hearts poured out to you like water, who trusted that the journey would lead to you. Remember the one chosen for her words, please take some water. And remember the one whose blood was almost spilled like water. Remember how Jacob crossed the river to wrestle in the waters of his conscience. Recall the sisters' tears, their waters of birth, their tents of peace.
For Jacob
Rachel and Leah, fill the earth with needed water.
Livracha v'lo liklala, l'chaim v'lo mavet, l'sova v'lo ratzon, for blessing and not for curse, for life and not death, for abundance and not want. Page 210. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehelu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We turn to page 214. You have chosen us in love and favor by making us holy through your mitzvot and drawing us close to your service, that through us your great and holy name may become known in all the earth. In your love, Adonai, our God, you have given us this feast of gladness and seasons of joy, this festival of Atzeret Simchat Torah, season of rejoicing, to unite in worship and recall the exodus from Egypt. Page 216. Our God and God of our ancestors, be mindful of your people Israel and recall our merit for good and grace, and in loving kindness and compassion for life and peace on this festival, Atzeret Simchat Torah. Zochrenu Adonai Eloheinu bo letova, ufokdenu vo livracha, v'hoshienu vo l'chaim. This day remember us for well-being. This day bless us with your nearness. This day help us to a fuller life. Page 218, we read together in the English. Bestow upon us the blessing of your holy festivals, and may we so celebrate them as to be worthy of your blessing. Our God and God of our ancestors, make us holy with your mitzvot, and let your Torah be our way of life. May our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. Let your holy festivals remain our heritage, and let us celebrate them with joy so that all Israel, hallowing your name, may have cause to rejoice. We praise you, Adonai, who sanctifies the house of Israel and the festivals. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh Yisrael v'hazmanim. Page 220. Find favor, Adonai, our God, with your people Israel, and accept their prayer and love. May the worship of your people Israel always be acceptable. God, who is near to all who call, turn lovingly to your servants. Pour out your Spirit upon us. Let our eyes behold your loving return to Zion. Baruch atah Adonai, Machazir Shchinato L'Tzion. Page 223, at the top of the page, our ancestors acclaimed the God whose handiwork they read in the mysterious heavens above, and in the varied scene of earth below, in the orderly march of days and nights, of seasons and years, and in the checkered fate of humanity. Lift up our eyes, look up, who made these stars? Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulacha na'eh lehadot. Page 225, we read responsively in the middle of the page. You have called us to peace, for you are peace.
Grant us the vision to realize these aims.
Where there are ignorance and superstition,
Let there be enlightenment and knowledge.
where there are prejudice and hatred,
Let there be acceptance and love.
where there are fear and suspicion,
Let there be confidence and trust.
where there are tyranny and oppression,
Let there be freedom and justice.
where there are poverty and disease,
Let there be prosperity and health.
where there are strife and discord.
Let there be harmony and peace.
Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. You may be seated and take a few moments for silent prayer. On page 228. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Okay. Well, we are now up to the beginning of what make this a truly unique and special evening, our Torah service, and it's going to get a little wild. I mean, that's up to all of you. All right. This is the first time I've done this one. Usually there's two of us and we're sort of trading these things around. So we will see how this goes. So first thing I would like to do is invite up our Torah carriers this evening. That's Shalom and Toby and Matt and John and Ramona and Sasha. If you are... We are on page 230. Ein kamocha va'elohim Adonai va'ein kama'asecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim umemsheltecha b'chol dor v'hador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai imlo leolam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yitain Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom Arachamim heitiv harto et Zion Tivnei homot Yerushalayim Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai merushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato Adonai Adonai El Rahum V'Hanun Erech Apayim V'Rav Chesed V'Emet Notzer Chesed Le'alafim Nosei Avon V'Fesha V'Chata V'Nakeh Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadol Adonai iti, Uneromema Shemo Yachdav. Lecha Adonai Hagedula, V'Hagevura, V'Hatiferet, V'Hanetzach, V'Hahod. Ki kol b'shamayim u'va'aretz, Ki kol b'shamayim u'va'aretz. Lecha Amacha, Yamid nahaseh lechol rosh al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, haolam omed, al haTorah ve'al havodah, B'yad gemilut hasadim, al haTorah ve'al havodah, b'yad gemilut hasadim. I'll read that one. Okay. Oh, I'm totally sorry. Oh, I actually, can I have my Torah carriers back? I'm totally sorry about that. You guys thought you were done. I got a tip off. So this is now the good stuff. This is the part where we get to dance. All right, so we turn to page 236. Elohe haruchot Hoshiana, Bochen levavot hatzlichana, Goel chazak anenu v'yom korenu. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. So we invite everyone to come in and join, and we hope that everyone here who is an adult in the adult Jew will, if they are comfortable, will carry and dance with the Torah. And everyone who is on their journey to becoming Jewish, we hope that you will see this and be inspired by this, and that the first time that you hold the Torah will be on the day that you go to Beit Din and become a member of the community of Israel. Dover tzedakot, Hoshiana, Hadur bilvusho hatzlichana, vatik vachasid anenu v'yom korenu. Al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, haolam omed. Al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, haolam omed. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Zach ve'yashar Hoshiana Chomel darim charitz hatzlichana tov umetiv anenu v'yom korenu. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Yodea machashavot Hoshiana, Kabir v'Naor, Hatzlichana, Lovesh, Tzedakot Anenu v'Yom Korenu, Or Zarua, Latzadik, Uyishrelev Simcha. Or Zarua, Latzadik, Uyishrelev Simcha. Zaruach Latzadik, Uyishrelev Simcha. Uyishrelev Simcha. Or Zaruach Latzadik, Uyishrelev Simcha. Uyishrelev Simcha. Yadai, dai, dai, yadai, dai, dai. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai. Or Zarua, Latzadik, Uyishrelev Simcha. Or Zarua, Latzadik, Uyishrelev Simcha. Melech Olamim Hoshiana, Naor v'Adir Hatzlichana, Somech Noflim Anenu v'Yom Korenu. Elech Hamda Libi, Chusvanana al Natitalem. Elech Hamda, Hamda Libi, Chusvanana al Natitalem. Elech Hamda, Hamda Libi, Chusvanana al Natitalem. Elech Hamda Libi, Chusvanana al Natitalem. Elech Hamda, Hamda Libi, Chusvanana al Natitalem. Elech Hamda, Hamda Libi, Chusvanana al Natitalem. Ozer Dalim Hoshiana, Podeh Umatzil Hatzlichana, Tzur Olamim Anenu v'Yom Korenu. Hevenu Shalom Alechem, Hevenu Shalom Alechem, Hevenu Shalom Alechem. Hevenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Alechem. Hevenu Shalom Alechem. Hevenu Shalom Alechem. Hevenu shalom alechem. Hevenu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem. Hevenu shalom alechem. Hevenu shalom alechem. Hevenu shalom alechem. Hevenu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem. Kadosh v'norah Hoshiana. Rahum v'chanun hatzlicha na. Shomer harbitz anenu v'yom korenu. Hava nagila, hava nagila, hava nagila ve'esmecha. Hava nagila, hava nagila, hava nagila ve'esmecha. Hava neranana, hava neranana, hava neranana ve'esmecha. Chava neranana, chava neranana, chava neranana ve'nismecha. Uru, achim, urachim v'lev sameach, urachim v'lev sameach, urachim v'lev sameach, urachim v'lev sameach, urachim v'lev sameach. Hava nagila, hava nagila, hava nagila ve'nismecha. Hava nagila, hava nagila, hava nagila ve'nismecha. Chava ve'ranana, chava ve'ranana, chava ve'ranana ve'nismecha. Chava neranana, chava neranana, chava neranana ve'nismecha. Uru, achim, urachim v'lev sameach, urachim v'lev sameach, urachim v'lev sameach, urachim v'lev sameach, urachim v'lev sameach. Tomech tamim Hoshiana, takif la'ad hatzlichana, tamim b'ma'asav, anenu v'yom korenu. If we would please bring the Torahs back up here and all the way to the end. Yeah. Nowhere else to go. Okay, all good. All right, thank you. Cool. So what we are doing here, for those of you who are doing this for the first time, is we are going to finish out the reading of the Torah with the last few verses in Deuteronomy. And then we're going to take some time and we're going to get to know our Torah a little better. And we are going to go all the way through the Torah, examining some pieces and various elements as we go. And then we will be all the way at the beginning, and we will start anew, and we will read the opening verses of Bereshit. So we have quite a distance that we will cover. It is a whole lot of fun. So our reading at the end from the Zod HaBracha, we will call up Marilyn Roberts to read that this evening. I think I am.
I think you should call everyone on that side for the.
Oh, I like that. All right, I was going to do the blessings myself, but I've had a really good suggestion that everyone on this side of the congregation, if you want to come on up, and we will do a group aliyah of that too.
And then for Gracie, if you call up.
Yeah,
that side.
okay. We don't want to tell them. We'll see if they figure it out on their own.
Do you want me over here or over there? You have to follow along. I'll go over here.
Thank you.
You should tell them I'm substituting.
Starting right there.
Are we ready?
We have cheat sheets if people want. Oh, pros. Okay.
Ready? I'm Shalosh.
Baruch Adonai Hamporach, Baruch Adonai Hamporach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher makabanu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Unfortunately, Laura Smith was set to chant, and she is not feeling well. So Marilyn was kind enough and brave enough to fill in for her this evening.
Below come Naviot Yisrael Kimoshe Asher Yada O Adonai Panim El Panim L'chol Ha'oti Tot B'hamoftim Asher Shalocho Adonai La'asot Be'eretz Mitzrayim L'faro Ulcho Avadav Ulcho Arzo Ulcho Hayad HaChazaka Ulcho Hamorah Hagado Asher Asa Moshe Le'enei
Kol
Yisrael.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torat emet. V'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai
Noten HaTorah. Yasher Koach to all of you. Yes. Chazak, chazak, fanit chazek, as we have ended our book. All right. So, if we could set out our tables, and you guys can all have a seat. I actually think we're better off without the tablecloths are just going to bunch up. So. So if you would all like to fill in, grab seats along the long sides. And you can just turn them around.
Eventually. It will be.
Okay. That coming through?
Let's not go there.
Test.
I'm always ready to
All right, so here we are with our Torah scroll. We are starting at the very end, and I wanted to sort of call attention to some things as we go along the way. So one of the things and sorry to those folks down at the end, and some of the things that are here are a little harder to see, but we'll trade back and forth. Everyone gets a good seat eventually. So one of the things that I want to call everyone's attention to is, and to start sort of thinking about, is that there is a particular way that so much of this is written. And if you just sort of kind of let your eyes glaze over looking at it, it all blends into one. But if you start looking more carefully, and this is some of what we'll do, we'll notice there's some spots where things are written in a particular way. One of those being all the way down here at the end, we have these kind of subdivided columns. And this is alternatively either poetry or it's a lawsuit. But interestingly, either way, both of them have a very specific way that they're written, right? Even in antiquity, you have a way that you communicate things through the actual shape or the format of the words. And so we have that even here, just as Moses is saying goodbye and giving that wonderful valediction. Let's see. So what else can we find as we are looking?
Also the sections, the Torah is written. You have a section. Why is that, Rabbi? Thank you.
So as you may notice, this is not your standard book. A Torah is written on parchment, which is an animal hide that has been pounded and scrubbed and cut and made to work as something you can write on. As we go through, there are still a few areas in little spots where we will see kind of discolorations where there were the spots on the cow or a different color on the hide of the animal. So as we go through, if you happen to catch a little spot like that, feel free to shout it out and do all of that. So that we start with that. All of the materials that go into a Torah are natural materials. There's no metal fasteners or anything like that. It is sewn together with thread. The rollers at the end, the atzei chaim, are made of wood. And even the way that it's written with a quill, a feather from a kosher bird. The idea being that a metal instrument is too close to an instrument of war. And so for centuries now, this is how people have written them, and still to this day writing them. They're written by hand. And the trick is that you can't make any mistakes, which is part of the reason.
Who has never made a mistake?
Right. Yeah, all right, cool. Hey, it still counts.
Why are there some letters that are like stretched out?
Yeah, I was gonna say that, it's to let justify.
Yeah, right.
Right, a computer will do that automatically, a human being, when he starts the line, or she these days, when the Soferit starts the line, it may not come out even on the end, right? So to make it less justified, and some of them are really like, look at this one here. Some of them are a little longer, but some of them are monstrously longer.
So, and not only do we have to justify the line, but so those of you who are sitting on my side, take a look at you can all look, but it's probably easier if you're looking at it right side up. Take a look at the first letter of each column. Yeah, so there are certain Torahs that are written that the top of every line is a vav. Well, almost every line.
There's a couple of exceptions.
Yes.
I'd like to point out that the ancient printing process in general here is precisely why very few people knew how to read or write, or at least one of the reasons. It took so much time just to do something like that, just to like produce a very, very basic document, like a letter request, or like a request for something.
Right.
Yeah.
Not like you hit print.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are there crowns on some of the letters?
Why are there crowns on the letters? There are a number of stories that go behind this, and we're not exactly sure. So it may just be another way to embellish, to show that that we have great love for this and put beauty into it, which is the same reason why we have beautiful covers on it and other things are done artfully. There are also some stories in Midrashim that indicate there's a little bit more to it than that, including one with a favorite with time-traveling Moses, who is told that there will eventually be someone who will be able to interpret this, and he is whisked to the future, to the time of the rabbis and Rabbi Akiva, and he, to his great dismay, finds himself very, very lost because he doesn't speak the same language as them, and starts to get sad because now he's traveled through time and has no idea what's going on. I'm not sure he even knows if he's getting back, but he then hears a little bit that he recognizes, and is excited to know that many of his teachings have continued. And then there's sort of a depressing end of the story where Rabbi Akiva does not meet a very good end, but we don't need to worry about that. We'll come to that later. We'll keep it light.
But the interesting thing is, even though nobody really knows what those crowns are doing there or why, but it's not kosher without them.
Oh.
So you don't have to have a reason, but it is. And it's only on particular letters.
So, so let's see if we can roll a little bit here and move through. Do you feel comfortable with that, or if you roll a little bit out, that way he can, David, roll it up. Okay. So we are
Where there's not letters.
winding our way through Devarim. So as you will also notice that each of the, and David alluded to this earlier, that we have segments, in part because there's only so much we can get out of each and every cow, but also that means that if you were to happen to make a mistake and you couldn't scratch it off or fix it, you wouldn't have to throw out, say, the entire Torah as you go. Now there's a piece coming through here. It's just about up to Rabbi Myra. And see if any of our Hebrew scholars can recognize a couple of the words in there. No, not quite.
Close, but no cigar.
Looks like the Big Ten.
It is the Big Ten. Thank you. Yes, the top 10. It is our second telling of the 10 Commandments. And in the very next column, then we should have the Shema and V'ahavta, usually with really large letters. So that should be in there. See if we can. So yeah, let's keep scrolling that and sort of kind kind of keep an eye out as that we go on that.
Also, don't they usually write like the
Not
or am I just thinking of like the Dead Sea Scrolls?
possibly in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And these are sort of essentially becomes standardized for some period of time. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So now we are up to the we've walking backwards through this. We're now we have the beginning of Deuteronomy, end of Bamidbar, end of Numbers there. So Bamidbar is our adventures in the wilderness and census taking. So we are still looking out for any columns that have a non-vav at the beginning, of course. And we're also going to be keeping our eyes open for the Birkat Kohanim, although I think that's much towards the beginning. So we've got a little ways to go on that. Okay. And what is that? Oh, that's a really, really good one that you found there, Deborah. What does that say? Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov at the top of that column, and it's kind of amazing because that is in the Torah, that is a line that is said by a non-Jew. So we have this interesting convention there of putting that kind of putting that front and center there. Maybe a little further humiliation for the prophet there. Yeah. All right, let's keep rolling here. So earlier in the there we go. Yeah. About a year, maybe, yeah.
A scribe who's working on it.
So, yeah. So usually the question was about how long it takes to write a Torah scroll, this one or other ones. Usually around a year. Sometimes it's a congregational project. They will sponsor the writing of a new one or for a special occasion. Aha! What are those?
I actually own a somewhere.
So, all right. So we have another little oddity that Barbara has spotted for us. We have some upside down nuns. Vayehi bin Soa Aharon. This is part of the Torah service. These are diacritical marks. It is a Greek thing. It suggests that something is out of place, a book unto itself. It indicates, it is reference to that the passage in there is when the ark was moved and came to rest. So we have that. Yeah. All right, let's keep it going. Yeah. Yeah, and something's coming up here. Marilyn, this one's for you. It is the priestly benediction, yes. All right, and that will bring us to the beginning of Bamidbar and the end of Vayikra, the end of Leviticus. So here's a trivia question. How many letters are there in a Torah? Letters. 603,550, which is, you guessed it, exactly the same number of Israelite males who left Egypt. They counted at least one of them, or neither. The rabbi said so. Your mileage may vary. All right, so let's continue going through Leviticus here. And we're looking in the middle of Leviticus, if we can find it. Gachon, the middle letter is enlarged. It is a nun sofit. Yeah, we'll if we see it, we see it. If we don't, we'll see it. We'll catch it next year. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Yeah. Oh, okay. Midbar Sinai. Yeah, I don't know how Rabbi Sarah spots these things as they're flying by every year. I think that's just a long line. Well, all right. Anyway, we've come to. Yep. It's okay. It's okay because we've got good stuff at the very beginning of Vayikra. So, Ronan, I want you to take a look at that first word there and tell me if you notice anything weird about the way it's written. Why is it so little, you say? Yes, that is what we are looking to see, that the first word of Vayikra, the aleph at the end, is written very, very small. And there are, Rabbi Meyer, how many different explanations for that are there? There you go. There's 603,000, right? That was what it was. Oh, that was just the men. So yeah. But it's another little piece that is put in. Like I said, and as I mentioned, there are all sorts of different explanations, whether we're supposed to think of it as Vayikar or Vayikra or a number of different things, but it exists to call our attention to and to expound on all of the sort of pieces of that one little letter. Maybe it was just the person who was writing it. They were tired and they said, "I'm starting a new book," and then it becomes part of things for time immemorial.
All this stuff is fixed. It's got to be a little else, but we don't have to know the reason. But then we can let our intellect and imagination fly and figure out the reason. So it's a very fixed text, but then it's got wings and roots, as it were.
All right, so let's keep going here. Now we are into Exodus. So each column has 42 lines in it. That is a standard thing, and this is something. There's some of the standardization is actually relatively recent. It was only about 30 years ago that Sofrim had a good standard copy to work off of. So, what do we got there? All right, that is our first iteration of the Ten Commandments.
There is in the library a book, and I forget what it's called. It's something like the Writing of the Torah, but the author is Cowan, C-O-W-A-N, and they followed the author and the person who worked with the author followed a scribe around and took photographs of the work, and it's really fascinating on how it's all done. It's a book meant for kids, but it's really neat.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, let's go a little more in case I'm just seeing if there's anything else. Oh, yes. Okay, so yeah, let's take this one down. So what is this? This got something coming down here. The Song of the Sea, yeah. And it has its own kind of own melody, but it's also the way that it's written is supposed to be kind of reminiscent of waves and the water. So yeah. Let's see. Hang on, let me grab the yad. I can point it out. Mi chamocha ba'alim Adonai, mi chamocha nadar b'kodesh. No rat hilot osei fela. So it's getting the origin story of all these things that we say during the services. Yeah, and then I wrote them in this book. All right, and we are now coming into Genesis. Yeah. Let's see. We're right up and around back there. So let's see.
It's pretty sturdy, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Well, that's why I can't.
So yeah, we've got So let's see. So looking at it, we've been scrolling a little bit of ways now through Genesis, and where you got Yaakov. So we made it through the Joseph stuff, and we've got a good amount of Jacob stuff here, because he's one of them guys that gets top billing. Okay, we'll stop right here. Hang on. Vayetze Yaakov mi Beersheva vayelech harana vayivka b'makom vayalin sham kiva hashemesh. I happen to know that because that was my bar mitzvah portion. We're coming up on an anniversary. I think it's 35 years this year. So. All right, let's slow down here. We're getting close to the beginning. Let's see. What do we got here? The Sarai Eshet Avram. Oh, okay. So we've already passed by the name change and all that good stuff. Va'ela, Elav. Adonai Ba'elam, Mamre. Okay. Beersheba. Yeah, right. All right. Let's slow down because we are getting close here. So what we got here. Vayihi Ra'av Ba'aretz. Vayarad Avram miMitzrayim. So that is the first time first time going down. First time he's going to pimp his wife. Beginning of that whole adventure. Ve'ela Toldot ben Noach. So here we got Noah in here. Okay, so we know we are getting very close. The beginning of Noah there. Okay, let's go a little bit more. Teshamot. Okay, and let's see. All right, let's keep going. Get some other characters in there. Elatot Hashemayim et. Oh, there we go. I got a little something there. What's curious about this word here? It's not just a dot. There's a dot and there's a little line, a little box around it. It looks like it's a little hay.
Oh, it's not a dot with a dot, it's a little hay.
All right, I think this is.
Right.
All right. We are now okay. So we are now at the very, very beginning, and we start this off. We've got a very, very big Big bet, so you know where to start.
Begin here. Big
Yeah,
bets.
begin here.
Thank you, thank you.
Begin at the beginning.
Yeah, let me, All right, so everyone who didn't do the blessing the last time, let's give Deborah a blessing for the reading at the beginning. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach. Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Amen. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim v'et haaretz v'haaretz hayta tohu vavohu v'hoshech al panei tahom Beruach Elohim mirachepet al panei hamayim. Vayomer Elohim yehi or, vayehi or. Vayar Elohim et haor ki tov. Vayavdil Elohim Ben ha'or uben ha'choshech vayikra Elohim la'or yom vayikra Elohim la'or yom l'choshech kara laila Vayehi erev, vayehi voker, yom echad. I'd like to try to translate it.
Sure, please. And Yasher Koach.
Thank you. If I make a mistake, let me know. When God began creating the heavens and the earth was waste and void. Or as Myra used to say, stuff and fluff.
Well, because it's rhyming, yeah.
It's
gooey and gooey.
tohu vavohu. And the darkness was on the face of the deep. And a wind or a spirit of God hovered over the face of the deep. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God separated between the light and the darkness. And God called the darkness night, and he called the light day. He called the light day, and he called the darkness night. Thank you. There was evening, and there was morning, one day.
Yasher Koach. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna.
So there are.
This is a standard Torah. In in certain other parts of the world or in Jewish communities, the Torahs are a bit different. In a lot of Sephardi communities, they use a large case called a teak. Some are made out of metal, some are wood, and they will actually stand straight up. So they're easy to display, but not necessarily as easy to do certain other things with. And in some places, I think it's the Eastern Sephardim, actually no, I think many Sephardi communities will line the Torah scroll with silk, so it wears a little bit better. Yeah, this is the teak. I have a small little one, but I realize now I forgot to bring it. If you're here, I put around the room some things from the library with some of the different pictures of some of the different styles of Torah adornments and things, like the cord that is used to wrap around it. In some communities, women will hold it to their eyes and they will say a blessing, hoping that some of the holiness of the Torah will help their prayers be answered. And in other places, we have they will create crowns to put on top of the Torah, either a single crown that has two little spots to go on, or they will have individual crowns for each one of the rollers. The rollers we often refer to as Atzei Chaim, trees of life. Although also sometimes the little crowns, the individual ones, are also sometimes referred to by that same name. And in some communities, they have a special a cloth they will use to mark where they are in the reading when they pause in between. Sometimes that is called a mappa, which essentially means a tablecloth, or it's the same word for tablecloth. And because, again, we like to recycle and reuse things, in other communities, the mappa is a cover over the podium, a square or a rectangular piece of fabric that will be draped over. And almost always they have a Jewish star on them, denoting them. Sometimes they also have names of people who have contributed to the community or some other thing like that. I think over at Emmanuel, they have some coverings like that. So the next time you're over there, you can check out their mappa. So.
Sometimes bells.
Yeah. So afterwards, if you want, I think there's some over there towards the back are some of the pictures of some of the crowns, and where Deborah is now is seeing one of those, the teak, one of those Sephardi Torah cases. They, instead of having individual rollers, will have sort of one handle or wheel that they can use to roll through. So these are all of these books. I wanted to thank Jill Flansreich for letting me just take these out without checking them out of the library. As we're celebrating books, it seemed appropriate. And I will have to tell you that when you try to hold that one up to do Hagbah, it is a completely different challenge.
Semi-precious stone. 20 inches by 9 inches. Oh, so it's really small. Next one.
Let's do Hagbah.
Sorry, jump the gun.
You would all please rise for Hagbah. V'zot haTorah she'sa Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai v'yad Moshe. Almost.
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, I had it, only 9 years. Is that right? Well, that's mine is right, that's what I do.
All right, we turn to page 250. 252. Source of all being. May the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion in prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha bira na'avod. We turn to page 251. When Torah entered the world, freedom entered it. The whole Torah exists only to establish peace. Its highest teaching is love and kindness. That is the whole Torah. Go and the rest is commentary. Go and learn it. Those who study Torah are the true guardians of civilization.
These are our highest duties, but the study of Torah is equal to them all, because it pleases them all.
Let us learn in order to teach. Let us learn in order to do. Page 250. Ki lekach tov natati lachem torati al ta'azovu. Eitz chaim hi lemachzikim ba v'tomcheha meushar deracheha darchei noam lechol notivotecha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu kekelem. You may be seated. Now I give my sermon, right? The 5B speech. Be brief, brother, be brief. I wanted to thank everyone who helped with that, and hopefully that was a unique and new experience for everyone who is here for the first time, and even those folks who have been coming Levriyut. For a long time, there were some new things and experiences that you saw in that. As with so many wonderful things, there's always something new and wonderful to learn, even just looking at the ink on the page. So, We turn now to page 322, and if you are able, please rise for the Aleinu. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגאי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 325. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Page 327. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. We think now of our loved ones, those who have died in recent days or at this time in years past. Seem to have lost my Kaddish list. At this time, we are thinking of Lucille Alexander, Stanley Browdy, Edna Bailey, Jenna Deborah Denif Cassell, Will Spiegelman, Leonard Fusari, James Holly, Ken Hecht, Roberta Small-Reich, Edward Gingold, Cookie Javinsky, Carl Weinberg, Al Grossman, Jeff Blank, and Richie Zorn. If there are other names that you wish to add, I encourage you to do so online in the comments, or if you are here today when my eyes meet yours.
Dolores Geraldine Beckerman.
For all of those that we wish to remember, Kadisha Tome can be found on page 334. If it is your custom, please rise. Yitgadal, Yitgadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Hirute, V'yamlich Malchute, B'chayechon, V'yomechon, Uv'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala V'zman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehi Yishmei Rabbah, Mevarach L'Olam U'Olmei Almaya, Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitpa'ar V'Yitromam V'Yitnaseh, V'Yitadar V'Yitaleh V'Yithalal Shmei D'Kudesha Barichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. You may be seated. Michael, do you have any announcements you want to share, or? Yes. Yes, your community needs you. Volunteer at Super Sunday that is coming up on November 6th. That will be at the Atlantis Casino from 11 to 3. This is one of those things that is really, really important to our community. Jewish Nevada has become a really wonderful partner in bringing all sorts of programs and resources and tools to our community, and this is their big day of fundraising. If you're interested in finding more out about it, jewishnevada.org/Super Sunday. So please tune in for that. And if you get the call, please answer. I hope that you can contribute in whatever way you can. As I said, they have become such wonderful partners and do so much for not only just our congregation, but the Northern Nevada community, Jewish community. And so we want to make sure that all of their endeavors are a tremendous success. The other thing that I wanted to mention was on this day where we are celebrating our favorite Jewish book, the library has a new program that they have introduced called Restories. And the idea is that we have many people in our congregation who are not able to come in to the building and take advantage of the wonderful, wonderful jewel that is our library. And so this is a program where we will deliver books to people who are otherwise unable to come in and take advantage. The catalog is online, so if there's a particular book you're looking for, we can work that out. If you are here tonight, I would recommend talking to Mr. Shalom Gorden. He is absolutely ready to share all of the details and all of the wonderful things about this program and more. Anything you want to know about the library, anything at all, ask him. He will give you an answer whether it's true or not. Matt.
Do you need volunteers for drivers?
Likely, yes, we do. So
Who do we talk to about?
you would talk to me about that. So, all right, excellent. So please check that out. More information online about that, and if it is something that you or someone you know would benefit from, please take advantage. Again, our library is an absolute jewel. It is a true, truly special place and a really incredible resource that we have here in Northern Nevada. So if it is something that will be helpful to you, just let us know so we can get you some books and get you reading. All right, let's see. We are going to close. Our closing number tonight is Mipiel, one of Rabbi Sarah's favorites. It is found on 368.
Before we sing EPL, I just want to thank those of you that participated in the Mitzvah Day today.
Yeah.
It seemed to be a great success, so thank you all for your participation.
Yeah, Shakoach on that. All right, Mipiel. It says Ein Nadir at the top, but we call it Mipiel. What are you going to do? Page 368. Mipiel, Mipiel, Yevorach Kol Yisrael, Ein Adir Ke Adonai, Ve'ein Baruch Keven Amram, Ein Gedola Ke Torah, Ein Dashanecha Ke Yisrael, Mipiel, Mipiel, Yevorach Kol Yisrael, Ein Hadur Ke Adonai, Ve'ein Vahati Keven Amram, Ein Zahaka Ka Torah, Ve'ein Chachamecha Ke Yisrael, Mipiel umipiel Yivorach kol Yisrael. Ein tahor ke Adonai V'ein yachid keven Amram. Ein kavira katorah V'ein lamdecha ke Yisrael. Mipiel umipiel Yivorach kol Yisrael. Ein bodek ke Adonai, ve'en tzadik ve'en Amram, ein kadosh katorah, ve'en tomech ka Yisrael, mipiel umipiel, yivorach kol Yisrael, mipiel umipiel, yivorach kol Yisrael. Thank you, everyone. Chag Sameach and good Yontif.